Hello guys, my name is the Rama,
And I'm Spyro.
and this is the Orcarahma Podcast. As you can see in front of you, we're going to be talking about things that make us feel a little bit nostalgic, whether that be like games or even tabletop games or TV and film, anything like that. What is our first talking point today, Spiral?
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Orcarahma Podcast number 3. Our first talking point, Mr. Rama, is a good question. Growing up, what do you recall as the first movie you watched? I feel like we covered this in the last podcast, but let's do it again.
Yeah, we did. It was probably Aliens. I keep talking about Aliens, but I can't help it. But yeah, the first thing I remember watching like back in the day, film wise, was probably Aliens. I watched it at, like when I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. My mum and dad showed me on holiday actually. I think they brought the DVD.
Not even just a quiet Saturday afternoon. They took you out of your comfort zone
Yeah,
to a holiday, got you all relaxed, and were like, "Now you're nice and relaxed. Let's watch Alien."
yeah. That's basically how it went. To be fair, I think it was like the evening. We didn't have anything to do. I can't remember where we were, but yeah, we
Where
watched
are we?
Aliens, and then and then
Man had no clue where he was, and they made him sit and watch Aliens.
yeah.
Like you couldn't even go and get in your own bed, like and try and sleep. You had to go get in a strange bed. And holiday beds, I know for a fact, holiday beds don't ever have a underneath. So you're laying in bed thinking, "What the fuck's underneath my bed?" In fact, isn't there an alien where there's actually an alien in like a kid's room,
Uh,
or like comes over somebody while they're sleeping or something?
yeah,
It's
like
all in the
a
face.
face hugger. Yeah,
Yes.
and they're like lying on the floor, and the face hugger's like out. It becomes out of the jar, and then they're in the bed, and then it's just like, oh shit, there's a face hugger, and then it tries to go for the kid, and then ends up wrapping itself around Ripley, and then there you go. I was scared of going to bed after that, especially when we watched like the extended cut as well, which is like 3 hours long. Like Ridley
didn't,
Scott.
even, didn't even lube him up, just took him
No,
straight in dry.
that's it, exactly. Here we go. Let's watch Aliens, you little child. I should say as well. I think I was like maybe around the same age probably. We went on holiday to like France, and we got this like, well, we got this like house. I think that same holiday was the first time I went to like Disney and went to Disney Paris. But one night when we got back, my mum and dad were drinking like a bottle of wine, and I had a glass with them. Uh, and I wasn't even like remotely close to being like 15, 16, or even 18. I think I was like 10 years younger than that. And I was like, I'll try a little bit of wine. And they let me. I was like, oh, great, awesome. Feel like
I
they were
feel like,
lenient.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but I don't know if the drinking age in France is actually really
It's
low.
12. Well, at the
Yeah.
time when went there, when I had the wine, yeah, I think it was 12, which is very strange. But France is known to be wine country, isn't it?
I was going to say it was very known. I was going to say it was very known for being strange.
Well, yeah, it is a strange country as well. I love France though, to be fair. But what about you?
Vive la
What's
France.
your first movie that you can recall watching?
So this is a weird one, right? Because obviously I had a better childhood than you. It's not a competition, but I win. I recall it being Pokemon, the first movie, and my dad
Ugh.
took me, and I recall it because it was so funny. Because he was sat playing on his phone, uninterested, and one of them attendant people, who was probably about 3 years older than me, come and told him off
Really?
for being on his phone.
Oh.
Um, yeah, and I recall it because of that moment and the fact that I got a promotional Pokemon card for going. And I remember
Ah.
bugging him ages to take me to watch it. And genuinely, that's the first movie I actually recall watching, which is weird.
Pokemon fan.
And it's Pokemon the first movie, and it was just awesome. And actually, bit of more filler information for you. My dad's actually now a huge Pokemon fan and
Oh,
plays all
really?
the games.
No way.
Yeah,
Well, has he got a Switch and
uh,
everything, or
yeah, Switch, Wii U, a
crazy?
GameCube. I think he's got the N64. Yeah, a
Wow.
massive Pokemon nerd now, and it's just tickled me that like it was so disinterested in the first movie, which was brilliant, by the way.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I just Pokemon's my childhood, bro. You're gonna hear a lot of that today.
Yeah, we
I hope you
definitely are.
like
To
it.
be fair, I never got into Pokemon. It wasn't really my thing. I didn't even watch like the cartoon show or any of the movies or anything like that. It just wasn't my thing. But I grew up with something else, which we'll probably talk about later.
I was going to say, was you too busy being wine drunk to care about Pokemon? You wasn't a boy, you was a man.
I was too busy getting pissed in France.
I'm watching Alien on the rec.
Extended cut.
Yeah, you didn't have time for Pokemon, lad, growing up, did you? You didn't have time for childish things.
I felt like I grew up on like those type of movies though, like 80s action films and like Arnold Schwarzenegger films, that sort of thing. Even like Rob Van Dam films as well, just like shit action films that just explosions everywhere and that sort of thing. That's kind of what I grew up. Same with music as well, to be fair, because my dad was still is a huge Iron Maiden fan. And I grew up listening to Iron Maiden, and even my mum was quite a bit of a metalhead as well. So I grew up listening to that sort of music, and only just like in the past like 5 or 6 years I've started branching out my music taste as well. But yeah, I'm more of a metal fan. Yeah, Iron Maiden growing up. It's funny actually because my dad's a massive Iron Maiden fan. He's probably seen them about 4 or 5 times. He even saw them when they were like tiny as well, like in a little 250 person like room. But now I've actually seen them more than my dad, which is actually quite funny. Yeah. So, what would you say? Like, what movie would make you feel nostalgic?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. I read these questions. I haven't got any answers.
I know, yeah.
I think maybe I should have a cheat sheet, like where I write down what I know. I'm going to say Pokemon again. It makes me feel nostalgic because I watch it and it takes me back to, that time where my dad was sat in the cinema so bored he got told off for playing on his phone.
It's funny actually when you say that your dad got told off for being like bored on his phone watching a Pokemon thing, and now he's a massive Pokemon fan. Like how things change so quickly. It's quite funny actually.
I think it may have been the ending of the film that probably got him. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's probably what turned him in the end.
What is the end of that film?
Ash dies.
Oh no, I don't know.
Mate, it's like 20 odd years old, so I don't feel like I'm spoiling too much.
No,
but yeah, Ash dies. I mean, he comes back alive, but I spoiled it twice. Dude.
Oh no!
Like, ultimately,
spoiler alert on this.
This 10-year-old tries to punch Mewtwo, the most powerful Pokemon. In known existence at this time, he just runs up and tries to punch him. It just doesn't go well for him. In fact, it gets him dead.
Oh, well. I can't really make a comment on it because I haven't even seen it. It might be like 20 years old. But I just
feel like don't try and punch a Pokemon. I mean, you get same as if you try and kick an animal. I hope it moves and you hit a wall and break your foot. Like, you know what I mean? You just don't. Like, Ash, you stupid fool. Like, if I'd have been there, I'd have fucking killed him too.
Do you know what film makes me nostalgic?
Yeah, actually, let's go on to you. What makes you nostalgic, lad? And I'm going to go with something proper horror, gory. You see a bit of gore, you're like, oh, sweet childhood.
No, it's actually Pinocchio. That film makes me feel really nostalgic. Have you seen the original Pinocchio?
Oh, was it a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe I have.
I
didn't see the live action ECG one.
No, neither have I, to be fair. I don't like the fact that they're remaking that sort of stuff. But yeah, Pinocchio, the original. I think it was it's either their first or second or third like actual like film that they brought out, Disney. And every time I watch it, even the songs in it, even like just all the animated stuff, it just makes me feel proper nostalgic. And it's like when you look at that and then what they're bringing out now, it's just crazy, to be honest.
Is it weird that you have all these different experiences that hit your nostalgia, and I'm just sort of like my own whole childhood was based off like one thing?
Like another thing that makes me nostalgic is not Pinocchio. I just said that. Mulan.
Oh my days, mate! I love that film.
The original Mulan. Oh my god,
yeah,
what a film!
I haven't seen the new one.
Oh, the new one. The new one's all right. It's not the old one. I think it's the songs in it are so good.
Getting feelings for someone, and you're like, oh, actually, this bloke here has given me the tingles, and that ain't me. I really like females. And then you find out she's female. Like the confusion. Do you think some nights he says, "Dress up again for me," and like she dresses up as a bloke?
Oh God, dress up as a man for me. Please.
Do you feel like that's a thing that's definitely at least happened at least maybe twice in their relationship? Once on the honeymoon and once on his birthday?
Don't really think about cartoon relationships as much as you go into it, to be honest. All
Bro,
their
I have to have
different
some
kinks.
substance. I'm appearing deep as a puddle right about now.
Didn't they do another one? Didn't they do another cartoon? Like Mulan 2 or something? I feel like they did.
Maybe.
If they have, I haven't watched it. I don't think
I haven't seen it either.
No. But yeah, the
It
original
exists
Mulan.
out there. No fucks were given. It's about as exciting as Grease 2, I suppose.
Oh god. I can say that I've watched Grease 1. I think it's a good film, to be honest.
It is an amazing film,
Yeah.
but Grease 2 came out and I just don't feel like... I'm wondering if it didn't have the same cast.
Was it? I was going to say, was it the same people? I feel like it wasn't.
No, it can't be.
No.
Because I think Travolta had taken off too much by then.
Oh, Travolta. With him. Do you know he's got a house with his own runway for his planes?
I suppose. If you're going to own your own plane, I suppose the next logical step is
runway. It's crazy.
It's like, if you could afford a boat, are you going to be one of them boat guys that just has it sitting in your front garden, or are you trying to get yourself a harbour?
Like, I feel like if you own a boat, you've got to at least have a house on the coast or something. Like,
yeah, to make it worth doing.
Yeah, like I hate
those
just seeing those
in the
people.
concrete jungle make
Yeah,
no sense.
that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
I feel like Travolta's done the right thing though with making his runway. But another actor that has his own plane, Harrison Ford. Do you know how many times he's crashed his plane or had a like? Oh, it's so bad. But he hasn't got a runway. I feel like he's made a mistake there. But,
maybe if he'd invested in a runway, things could have gone a little different.
At least crash into your own house rather than something else. Do you know what I mean? Something that's owned by you.
So you're saying if you own something and you're going to crash it, you'd rather crash it into more stuff you own? So if you're going to throw your controller, get in thief rage, right? Don't aim for the floor. That's a landlord's. Aim for the TV that's cost you money.
I feel like it's going to cost you more money by getting sued by hitting like Los Angeles ATC tower rather than like
rebuilding his mansion.
Yeah, but he's got the money to rebuild the mansion. You don't want to spend money on something that you don't own. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to agree to disagree.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't feel like imagine that though, like him coming to you for advice, like, you know what, bro? Next time you're gonna crash, aim for your house. He'll be like, great advice, Roma. Thanks, bro. This one's for you. The next crash is for you.
So speaking of your nostalgic film, has it been remade? The original?
Oh, right. So yes, actually, Pokemon did get remade on Netflix into CG. I haven't seen it because I don't feel like it'd be as good.
Like the first film?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They've remade Pokemon the first movie on Netflix. It's a Netflix original in CG.
Oh, okay. Because I saw that did that Detective Pikachu, and I was...
That was brilliant, bro.
Was it? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Isn't it Ryan Reynolds playing as Pikachu?
Yeah, and that's what made it awesome.
Right.
Because of how much fun Pikachu was.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was... If you're going to voice a Pokemon, you need to voice Ryan Reynolds as that Pokemon, no matter what Pokemon it is.
Who's the non-Pokemon main guy?
Like,
who's the main guy in it? The guy that's with Detective
in
Pikachu?
Pokemon or in Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu.
Some kid.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking
no
Mark
one
Wahlberg.
from the actual Pokemon universe you'd know.
Ah, okay.
He's a detective's son. His dad goes dead. His dad gets dead, and he goes on the case to find out what happened.
Ah, okay. So why are there Pokemon in the real world?
Because it's Night City, so basically the owner of this city thinks that people and Pokemon live in harmony. So trainers keep the Pokemon in balls, but they wanted the Pokemon out living side by side. So there was just like wild, like Pokemon just all about. And then there was an underground fighting ring as well, where a guy was fighting Pokemon versus each other, which is ridiculous.
Right. Okay. And then what? How does Pikachu come into it?
So when he's in his dad's office, he hears a noise, and it's this Pikachu, and it was his dad's Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
It was with him the night he died, but the Pikachu speaks and has amnesia.
Right. Okay.
So they just don't know what's going on, and this Pikachu is just a brilliant detective.
The concept sounds really good. I haven't watched it myself. The concept seems better than Sonic, the Sonic film. But again, I haven't seen the Sonic film because I didn't want to. The very first trailer I saw of Sonic, it actually freaked me out, and I was like, I don't think so.
So Sonic looks weird. It does. But, I mean, it hits differently, bro. It was nostalgic. It was Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman was just hilarious. Like, you have to watch these things because it hits you differently.
Right.
I mean, it ain't gonna ruin watching Sonic the movie. Isn't gonna ruin you going back and replaying the original Sonic game because it has no bearing on it.
Okay.
That side-scrolling platform game.
Oh, I loved it. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I feel like you can watch the film without it compromising your love for the game.
Oh, as we were talking about films that we've watched that the nostalgic films that have been remade. Mulan was actually remade, so that's my one. It was. There. They got rid of the dragon.
No, what?
Yeah,
Mushu?
Yeah, there's no Mushu.
He's not in it.
No, I'm not going to say too much because it is a recent film. So they take out Mushu and replace it with something that's barely in the film. Donkey from Shrek.
Donkey.
And they also incorporate a new story, a side story character as well, which I don't really agree with. But I'm not going to say too much on the film. But it was remade. It is good. It's not as good. It's not. Don't go into it thinking that there's going to be a good amount of songs in it. There's not. But when you look at the scene that you're watching and you remember it from the old film's song's music is playing in the background of that, which is like, oh, that's pretty good actually, because this was a song, but it's actually playing in the background, so it's not really, they're not singing it, but you can kind of know the words because you remember it from the last film. But yeah, other than that, my verdict on that film is like 6 or 7 out of 10 altogether.
So I'm going to set you a challenge here, Rama, today. Accept it or not, it is up to you. But if I was to turn around and say, I'm going to watch the new Mulan, but you need to watch the remastered Pokemon on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Is this a doable challenge?
Yeah, I can do that, definitely.
I'm going to have to watch both because I haven't seen the remastered version. And what I'm thinking is, we could do a cheeky a short video, just a bit of a review as both just discussing our thoughts on what we think to both. Because at the minute, we're both talking about things that the other one hasn't seen, and I feel like we should get together and discuss those two things that have come up, because I mean, one's important to you, one's important to me. I feel like it could be a challenge.
Yeah,
could
definitely.
Be a challenge.
I wouldn't mind watching it. I never got into Pokemon, but all my mates were. I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but yeah, all my mates were massive Pokemon fans and stuff like that. People play it all the time, and I was just like, I don't know, I can't get. I tried to get into it, I just couldn't for some reason. I don't know why. Have you watched the first Pokemon recently?
I haven't, so I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna rewatch the Netflix new version,
right?
And see if I mean, it's gonna hit different because it's a remake.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're watching as a kid, everything's all wonderful and magical. You know, when you're grown up, you're a bit more. I mean, obviously, you haven't had this experience, Rama. I know you can't relate because wine and aliens. But I feel like you see it from a different perspective, like from an adult point of view. And sometimes it just hits differently. Sometimes it don't hit the right spots. But yeah, I suppose that's something we'll have to catch up on the review.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the thing is, I've watched Mulan quite recently, to be fair. Maybe like a month or two ago. Same with Pinocchio. And specifically in Pinocchio, there's a lot of innuendos that I didn't see. Obviously growing up as a child, but now watching it again as being 24 years old, and I'm watching Pinocchio and little Jiminy Cricket's making loads of innuendos. I'm like, really? How did they release this film like for kids? And it's the same with like Toy Story and stuff like that as well. Like old Disney films have a lot of innuendos in them.
You know what I found the worst one for innuendos was? Do you remember Dr. Seuss's A Cat in the Hat?
I do. I haven't watched it in a long time. But yeah, I do remember Dr. Seuss stuff.
A little story for you. So I'm sat in the cinemas as a youngster. I think there's me and my little brother and my mum. She takes him to toilet because he's like, I need toilet.
Right.
I'm watching this film. She comes back. She goes, "Oh, did I miss anything?" I says, "Oh no, just a bit of swearing." She's like, "No, there wasn't." I was like, "No, there was." She's like, "No, there wasn't. Don't lie." And I actually got shit for lying when it literally came up. I think it was an acronym for something. It was the acronym was SHIT,
Oh, sugar honey iced tea.
and it literally come up on the screen. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, swearing," and yeah, my mum just called me out. She was like, "No, there isn't," because I think it was like, I'm assuming it was a U. It may have been PG, but I think it was a. I don't think you can have shit on the actual screen and rate it a U. And if they did, geez, bro, you've done it.
Well, you know,
Um,
that reminds me of Madagascar 1. You know when they land on the island for the first time, and it's the zebra's fault, and then the lion chases the zebra, and the zebra goes running off, going, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea," which is an acronym for shit.
yes.
It's great. Watching it back now, you're like, "Oh my god, it just said shit," literally.
Bro, I feel like if we can learn that talent, if we can learn that talent, we could drop right down to an all people's rating and have a lot more wider reach.
All right, Spyro. I'll see you next Tuesday. It's good. Watching that stuff back is just like when you see the innuendos as like an older person, you know them, and it's just like, I can't believe that's been made for kids. Oh, I bet the parents watching is just like, oh, well, okay, the kid hasn't noticed, it's fine.
Well, I mean, this goes back to my story. Your parents don't watch. They're so busy sat on their mobile phones doing what they're doing while you're sat, taking in all of this.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like thinking about it, your parents did it right.
Yeah, I was showing like Aliens, I was showing Predator, Commando, Demolition Man, like all these old 80s action films with like blowing up blood everywhere. Even like RoboCop, great film, the original.
OG film, OG.
Total Recall, the first one, great film. Yeah.
Is that where they go to Mars and that woman's got 3 titties?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And like what is it? When that woman grabs Arnold Schwarzenegger's knob and he goes, "What you been feeding this thing?" And he just goes, "Bonds." It's just like, what? Why was I shown that? And all the blood and everything, especially in RoboCop when Ed 209 like completely destroys that one guy in that meeting room, and there's just blood flying everywhere. And I was watching it as a kid, going, "Yeah, this is awesome." It's just like, what? Yeah, it's crazy. You can't like, I feel like the 80s were the best for action films, to be honest.
I think you're right, lad. I feel like we may have been born at the best time because technology was far enough advanced that we got to see it get to where it is now.
Yeah.
But there was just so much great films, and it was like the era of everything, really.
Like the 80s, even like music and that stuff as well. The 80s was great for music, I feel.
Because you got to think we're going to go so far and see it come along. So, like, I mean, like, probably as kids, parents didn't have mobile phones, and we probably remember like sort of the first like wave of those sort of things.
Yeah. I think, well, my dad worked for a telecoms company, so I had phones around me all the time. But I remember the internet coming into play, and my brother, who was living with us at the time, he got his first PC with the internet, and he played Monkey Island. Do you remember that?
No, I'm too young.
Monkey Island was basically like a. Did you ever play Broken Sword?
No, I'm too young.
God, what? Broken Sword and Monkey Island were basically like detective games, but it was like not necessarily side-scrolly, but you could move within like a frame, and then if you leave, it goes to the next frame. You know, like one of those sort of games, or the next.
Oh yeah. I think they've put quite a few of them sort of games on.
Monkey Island's on Xbox. Broken Sword is PlayStation exclusive. I don't know whether they've brought them to PlayStation 4 or 5 or anything like that. I used to love playing those games. I remember them bringing out one for PlayStation 2. It was like we're bringing Broken Sword back with like CG graphics and stuff. My mum played that all the time. My mum played Broken Sword all the time. It was just really good. And you had to be like a detective and find all these clues and stuff. Basically LA Noire before that. came out. Don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. But yeah, I feel like the 80s were great for films and music. Do you know Daft Punk have split up?
Yes, I've seen Daft Punk split up.
That's such a shame.
Name me one of their songs, bro, because I
One More
genuinely...
Time. Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
Oh my god, bro, that is my sex song.
Hmm?
You know when like you're trying to romance your female, you've always got that, like, your candles are lit, the lights are out, and Spotify is on.
Work it.
She knows when that song comes on, bro. The best 30 seconds of her day are about to come.
30 seconds. Yeah. So Daft Punk split up. That's such unfortunate. That's recent news.
Yeah, very recent news.
Yeah, when I saw that on Instagram, I didn't even see it on the news. I just saw it flicking through Instagram, and it said Daft Punk split up. I was like, what? They were together for 28 years, and now they've retired and split up. It's crazy. If they ever came
at least
back,
they've retired.
yeah, I think I saw that
They're not
retired.
okay. So could be false news, guys, but we think they've retired.
It's definitely not false news that they've split up.
Oh no, that's legit. I have actually heard a rumor that I'm going to start that they split up because I heard one of them wanted to join Orcarahma and the other one weren't sure.
Yeah, I've
So,
been seeing some feed around Twitter.
Watch this space.
We're going to have some random French DJ.
A new podcast announcer. In-house DJ. But we can't play any of the music because DMCA strikes.
Yeah. Well, unless it's his music and then his own music that he brings to Orcarahma, then no copyright. We'll just have to copyright ourselves.
Yeah, but do you just want one of them making your music?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
It'd be like us going our separate ways, but one of just me just chatting shit on a podcast on my own. Would anyone want that? No.
I don't think you could do a podcast just to yourself, though. You need a sort of like someone that you can bounce off.
But this is the thing, though. When I was researching podcasts, people it weren't even like an advisory thing. It was just decide whether you're doing it on your own or with a person. But I would think a pro tip would be get somebody else. Surely to God, get somebody else.
Get someone you're close to as well, because you can't really bounce off the other person if you don't know him too well.
Right, Rama, I've just got another challenge for you. A podcast where we invite an absolute fucking stranger, and it's just bare awkward because we don't know what to talk about. And it's just, like that Xbox party chat where you've got a friend who invites that friend, you've never met them before, and you're just awkwardly just sort of sat in silence.
Because we established in the first podcast that I just mute them.
So basically, Ram will just be doing a one-man podcast. Where I'm over here with some rando just trying to do a podcast. Oh wow! It'll be like a 2-in-1 podcast. I feel like
that. So moving away from films,
don't like you.
Moving away from films, what TV shows did you watch growing up? Apart from Pokemon.
So the first day that Pokemon was released, I woke up and I was so excited. I think they advertised it was going to be... Was it GMTV back in the day or something like that? It's on that Channel 3 anyway. And I got up and I was just gassed. I was like, Pokemon! So I watched that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes. I loved that.
Bro, right, we need... Right, this is its own separate fucking podcast. Do you remember the X-Men TV show? I can't remember what it was called. But it used to be on around the same time as Turtles. I don't know if it was called Evolutions or
I don't remember.
Evolved, or it was brilliant. It had that was the best X-Men TV series because there's been a few.
Yeah. What?
Mate, here's one for you. Before I get into yours, this one, if you don't know it, Orcarahma's splitting up and we won't talk. So Jackie Chan did a cartoon.
Oh, it was what was it called?
I can't remember, but it was brilliant.
Yeah, because Jackie Chan started off doing voice acting, what was it called? But I do remember it. Yeah, I remember it.
Orcarahma's staying together for another week. That, and then there was one, Shaolin Showdown. Tell me you remember that.
Shaolin Showdown. I remember the name, but I don't know. I recognise the name.
So I killed a laptop trying to download every single episode of that. It overheated and just died. Because I wanted to rewatch it all. So he had the 4 dots on his forehead. and he had a very large round head,
Yeah.
and there was like these. They went after these like mystical artifacty pieces
Mm.
that had all different powers, and every time they get like 5, the bad guys would just come in and take them all. Then they'd like take them back one at a time, and then like the bad guys just come in and take them back, and then it was just every time they found one. But it was like find a better hiding place. Like ultimately, their vault was just some stairs with all these drawers in it, so it was just super easy just to keep robbing them.
Shaolin Showdown. I do remember that name. I'm just googling.
I think maybe take a second, just Google it and just tell me what you think. And also, I'm gonna Google what the fuck that Jackie Chan TV series was because I need that in my life.
How do you spell Shaolin Show?
It's
Oh, there we go.
X.
Yeah, Shaolin Showdown. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's. Oh, I remember watching. Oh, look how old it is. How old is Shaolin Showdown?
I don't know. You're telling me.
2003, Shaolin Showdown came out. First episode, 1st of November, 2003. Network.
So I
Kids
figured out what
Warner
Jackie Chan was
Brothers.
called.
What was it?
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh, was it?
First episode, the 9th of September, 2000.
Oh, there it is. Jackie Chan Adventures. There it is. Yep. Because Jackie Chan, he started doing Jackie Chan Adventures, but before he did that, he did those Chinese action films where he always did his own stunts, but where it's all badly dubbed. I love badly dubbed stuff, but it's all badly dubbed English, well, American over Chinese stuff, and that's what Jackie Chan started off doing. But his stunts that he did in his films were crazy. Which actually brings me to another nostalgic film, to be fair. Rush Hour. Did you ever watch the Rush Hour films?
Oh, yeah.
Rush Hour with him and
at
Chris
the end of
Tucker.
every Rush Hour, they're like, damn, he ain't going to be in Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
Then it was like, damn, he ain't going to be in Rush Hour 3.
I love them. They were so good. TV shows that I watched growing up. When I was a kid, it was like Bob the Builder, Tweenies, Teletubbies, that sort of stuff. Which I feel like Bob the Builder has been brought back, but it's all CG now. Wrong move there, in my opinion. They should just bring back the old Bob the Builder stuff. That's what I watched as a kid. But as I got older, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched them?
Yes, I believe there was some episodes on Netflix that I've had a look
Oh,
at.
they're
I thought it
all
was
on
really,
Netflix.
really good.
Yeah. Are they all on Netflix anymore? I think they've moved to Amazon Prime, I feel like. I can't remember. If you ever see it, watch all of it. It's so good. It's a little bit... It does make you laugh, to be fair, even like at this age. But yeah, the stories are really good. Even the side stories and the side characters are really good. And yeah, definitely worth the watch that. But I watched
Didn't
a load
they
of
do a live action movie?
Oh god, it was so shit. It was.
Oh, I liked it.
Really? Oh.
Am I just being? Am I just going to catch a load of hate for that?
Well, that's probably
I feel
because
like,
that's probably because you didn't watch the TV program properly.
I mean,
If you
my
watch
dad
like
does say I
every
have
season,
a proper bad taste for movies.
oh, it's so bad. Yeah. I'll never watch
I mean,
that
I
film
enjoyed
ever
Sonic
again.
the Hedgehog, so
I can't make a comment on that. I never saw it. Are any of your TV programs that you watch still on TV now?
yeah. So obviously, Pokemon's still going now. It's in like
Still going
season
strong.
ridiculous. Yeah. Shaolin Showdown and Jackie Chan Adventures, unfortunately not. Turtles and X-Men, I still believe they're going strong.
Did you watch the Turtles films?
Yeah, of
They
course
were
I
great.
did.
They were so good.
You know what? They started a bit creepy. Like, if you go back and watch the first one, it's a bit dark. It's a bit like, oh. But yeah, they've started to come a bit more out of the
Is
shadows.
the first one the time traveling one or not? Or is that the second one?
Second one, by the
Second
sounds of
one.
it.
When they go back to ancient China.
Yeah, I think that's the second one.
I think that's my favourite one. It's also really creepy how they're like in a subway, an abandoned subway, and there's just a random subway train there, which is their house. But I loved the old TMNT films. They're really good. But yeah, I feel like for you, it's like Pokemon's the only thing that's still going now, isn't it? I can't even remember what season Pokemon's on.
Actually, no, I came across something actually on Netflix that's still going quite strong. Now, this is vital.
What's fire?
Do you remember
Oh.
Beyblades?
Yes, Beyblades. I used to have all
That's
sorts.
still going now on TV.
I never watched the TV show. I think my
Really?
Mate, yeah, I think my mate just introduced me to him, and I was like, I like playing this. I used to have loads of Beyblades, and then my mate had the arena. And it was so good.
Mate, the arena, right? No word of a lie. We was in Skegness. I can't remember what age I was, and we stumbled across these plastic shitty arenas, and I think there was like, I don't know, £3 or £1 or something.
Yeah.
And I remember just begging my mum to get one. She's like, on the way back. Now, normally that means no. And
Yeah.
fuck me, if we didn't get one, bro, I was gassed. I was loving life. Mate, it was sick. Honestly, it was like, I mean, it was nowhere near the official. It was just a bit of, it was like so cheap. I don't know what the OG arenas look like. I'm thinking they was quite circular.
Yeah, it was
This
like
one was more squarish.
It was like a blue circle plastic thing, basically. Like you
I
could
feel
make
like
it
if I
out
could
of
go to the shop now and pick up any nostalgia that I like from all my past, what would I do? It'd be I'd get 2 blades and an arena, and
Yeah.
me and my missus just have a fun rest of the lockdown.
Oh, it's just so good. Beyblades. I used to have millions of them. What was this thing? Let rip or something like that.
Let rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still say it now. I mean, I feel like they were onto something there. Let rip is
Let
something
rip.
they didn't teach it you at school, but as you get older, you need to know how to let rip.
I used to have one that just won every single time. It was like a black and gold one or something like that. That was just a beast. I can't remember where.
You know what? I
it
think
from,
in the TV series that might have been the villains one. You know.
Oh, is it? It was so good. I had a black and gold one and a black and red one, and I didn't lose with them. But I had this shitty green and blue one. It was just like it never won anything. But I feel like the black and red one and the black and gold one, they had like extra spikes on it or something, or longer edges, which just like as soon as you touch
there was
it just
something you
goes.
could do. There was a ring in the middle or something, and you could vary. I think that's the only thing you could really vary on it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe since I've like not paid it any attention, it might have like blown up and might be interchangeable. I feel like I'm gonna be on eBay later looking.
What are you saying? Orcarahma
Looking to see
first
what's
meter, we'll go
what.
to a pub and play Beyblades.
That's what I was just thinking, bro. The Orcarahma meetup, bring your Beyblade. If anyone kicks off, we just let rip.
I used to also watch Yu-Gi-Oh! A hell of a lot when I was younger. Yu-Gi-Oh!
I actually really do enjoy that. I just finished watching whatever Yu-Gi-Oh was on Netflix, and then it showed me a newer, updated version, a different arc with a completely different character and a different like.
Oh yeah, because they did 3 seasons. They did the original Yu-Gi-Oh, which was I can't remember his name.
Brilliant.
I can't remember the main guy's name. Yeah, Yugi Moto, isn't it?
That's the one.
And then they did Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, which was like the kids.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
What was it called?
5Ds or something like
I
that.
might have seen that movie.
Oh, was it 5Ds? It was like when they brought in like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards where it was basically like vehicles that turned into Yu-Gi-Oh characters, like the train and the truck and blah blah blah, and that. But one kid had the deck full of them, and it was just shit. Then they brought out like the original Yu-Gi-Oh film, which was really good. Where what was it? Kaiba got this random card from this like spirit, and then it like tried to take over the world or something like that. I can't remember how it went, but that was really good. Did you ever collect the cards?
I haven't, but I downloaded the game on Xbox, a trial version.
Yeah.
It was just recently on sale.
Mm.
I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh on Xbox, because for me, playing the cards is good, but a lot of the excitement I got from the cartoon was seeing the characters come out of the cards.
Yeah, and that's what happens in the game, which is really good. Especially like Dark Magician,
Yeah.
when he comes out of the card, it's like, whoa, there he is.
You know how he gives you them OG vibes?
Mm.
I feel like you play him and he'll get instantly wiped out because it's probably a shit card. It's the same as like Pikachu. Can you imagine trying to do a Pokemon playthrough just using Pikachu as your main? Like, you're just not going to get very far when they bring out fighting.
With Yu-Gi-Oh, my deck was like, I had basically a Kaiba deck. I had 3 Blue Eyes and then a Blue Eyes, whatever it is, Ultimate, where you have to use that evolution card to put them together. Yeah, and then I had that, and then I had 1 Egyptian god, and that was it. And then the rest were just like cannon fodder till I got those cards. But you had to like do it quite tactically with your traps and your spells and stuff like that. So I feel like that was a pretty good card game to play.
Yeah, I feel like of all, like, because Pokemon cards, it wasn't so much tactical. It was, for me, it looks like get monsters, put energies on them, and attack. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, like you say, there's a lot more substance that adding of magic cards and
the Magic the
Defense
Gathering, mate. That was good. Did you ever get
So
that?
I own some cards in this house somewhere that I bought off eBay when people were on about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what set or what. It was just. I think it was like a battle building box.
Right.
But I
That
think Magic
was.
the Gathering is somewhere. Yeah, either that or Yu-Gi-Oh. But I think Yu-Gi-Oh is maybe the OG card game to play.
Yeah, definitely. Magic the Gathering's so bloody tactical. I had a really good deck, to be fair. I had like a Necromancer deck where if the other player had like monsters on the field, if I played one, then the card instantly would take life from that monster and give it to itself, and no matter what card I had, I put down, just did it. So I was taking their monsters like left, right, and center, and then they didn't have any left, so I just attacked them directly, and it's just like, but this is easy. I used to have a place near me where you could go and play all that stuff. Like it was called the Games
Yeah,
Vault in
there's
Dav.
one near me. Well, not near me, but I can get to it.
Mm.
When the world gets back to normal.
Yeah, yeah, and they used to do all sorts of tournaments, like Magic tournaments, even like Warhammer tournaments, 40k, even Blood Bowl, which is basically Warhammer but American football. It was really weird.
I think we should start a series too, where we play a game. You know, whether it's we throw together a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, or we find a Yu-Gi-Oh app or something, and
Yeah.
we play a bit of a card game.
Mm.
You know, something that's not Xbox, but it's still gaming.
You can get Magic the Gathering on Xbox, I think, and it's online.
Yeah, so we can have a look. I mean, for me, it's all about not necessarily bothered which one the cheapest option is. It's the one that's gonna be the most fun.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's
And
exactly
I think if
what
we
I
could
feel.
put something like that together,
I think we'd
'cause
have a lot of fun doing it. To be fair.
I think, yeah, you know, building our decks and trading cards, because that's what it's got to be. It's got to be the same as if I went down to the shop. Can I trade my cards? Can I build my decks I want? And you know, can I interact with people? That's
Yeah,
what
like
I think would
get
make it
enough
fun.
like points to buy a pack or something as well, or
I do believe
whatever.
there's a lot of DLC for the. But we'll have to have a look. We'll have to see what Magic the Gathering's got on
Yeah.
offer on Xbox.
I think I
maybe
used to
PC.
play it. I played that for a bit. Then I played Hearthstone on PC. That's
So
basically
I played one.
yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it was on Switch and on mobile.
Mm.
And I linked my accounts anyway. And you could buy actual real life packs of cards and scan your cards into the game.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
So that helped you sort of improve too.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
Hearthstone, I haven't looked at yet, but I believe that's a free game on the Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's on. Is it on Xbox? I thought it was on PC only. But if it's on Xbox, then that's definitely worth a look at. It's basically World of Warcraft, but card game. I think. So the next talking point. What was the best console you've ever owned? Would you say?
So now this is a straight up tie. I think either PS2,
Yeah.
because it was like the first console I got.
Was that the first console you owned?
No, not
No.
but the first one I ever got like properly.
Yeah.
Like got me into gaming. Sorry, that was the one I came home from school to.
Yeah.
Or the Xbox 360, because that's where I started like going online.
Mm.
When I first moved out, got my first job, bought an Xbox 360. I was bored, so I was just online and I was playing with people from work and stuff. So like it's like they're my two fingers. But I think the OG console, if you can call it a console, was when I got my Game Boy Advance SP.
Ah, nice.
That was my favourite because that was gaming on the go.
Yeah.
But all of these are nostalgic to me.
Did you
I love my Xbox One.
Did you ever get a Tamagotchi? Or do you
I feel
even
like
know
my
what that
sister
is?
had one. And recently, a friend from work actually rang to say she found some at B&M at £16.99.
Whoa, that's expensive.
It's called Retro, and
Yeah,
welcome to 2021.
I know. That's crazy. I used to have like 3 Tamagotchis, I think.
Well, apparently, it's an egg. You get some at random, it dies, you get another egg. Or it lives so long and then it just leaves.
Oh,
You get another
okay.
egg. Well, I've got abandonment issues, clearly, so I feel like if it left me, I'd just quit.
Just throw it in
If
the
it
bin.
died, I'd just quit.
Yeah.
I think the thought of it leaving me would just be enough to make me not want to feed it. Tell me more about your Tamagotchi.
Oh well, I had 3 of them, and I used to make them have babies, basically. So I always had
What
them.
do you mean?
You could put your Tamagotchi, or was it make them have babies, or you can make them be friends, or something like that. And I made all the 3 of mine either have a baby, or have multiple babies, or be friends, because they leave one Tamagotchi and go to the next one, like if they're next to each other or something like that. And then they make
Right.
friends. It was really clever for its time, to be fair. And then like all my friends that had them, we just like send our Tamagotchis to them, and then they might have them sometimes. It's really weird. So like they leave your screen and go into your mate's screen, and then they come back to your screen if they get bored or if they get given back or something. It's really weird, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
What the hell?
I know it's
Bro, you're
random.
a boy. You weren't meant to have a Tamagotchi.
I don't know why I had. I don't think I bought them. I think I was given one, probably by like an old girlfriend or something like that from back in the day.
So I think what happened was the Pokemon Revolution started and everyone was going nuts for these crazy chards from Japan. And Rama was thinking about it but wanted to play with his Tamagotchi instead.
No, I was busy playing Yu-Gi-Oh or PlayStation 2. I was probably playing The Getaway on PlayStation 2 or something like that. Great game.
Bro, retro game needs a remaster. The Getaway.
Yeah, it definitely does.
What a fucking brilliant game. You know what I love? Getting absolutely shot to shit. The guy leaning on the wall, like walking funny, and then being better, and then like being right. Then you go back in and get shot to shit again, and he's like, this ain't going well at all.
It's that and
But
Max
it was just-
Payne. That was great.
Oh, I played all of them except for the very, very last one because I think they put too much emphasis on bullet time.
Yeah, it's starting to feel a little bit like The Matrix, but The Matrix, Path of Neo, great game. On the PlayStation
You know what? I
2.
played one game where I was fighting loads of Agent Smiths. Was that Path of Neo?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was grinding, and because Neo is such a fucking badass, I think I was there for about 15 minutes before I realised like they're not gonna stop.
Yeah.
But I just recall just standing there beating the sham and being really upset that you couldn't get rip the concrete pole out the wall.
Oh,
like
yeah. You can use that as a
Like,
weapon.
I remember like being like, "Oh, this is so easy," because
Mm.
like you're just so ridiculous.
Well, you
like
had
they proper
that.
underpowered him.
Like the Path of Neo, you level up Neo as you go along the films. But then they also had Enter the Matrix, which when you play as Niobe and Ghost, and you kind of
I loved that.
yeah,
I loved that one
that was great.
because there was a
it's so good.
where you're driving on the bridge, and I think you have to shoot at the other cars.
So you can either, if you're playing as Niobe, you're the driver. If you're playing as Ghost, you're the gunner, and you can go through both the campaigns. It was so good. Yeah, that was a great game.
Bro, that fucking needs a remaster.
It does. I was also looking at a PSX2 as well, basically getting a PlayStation 2 on my PC and getting all the old games and playing through them. I think that'd be perfect for the Nostalgia Project series that I've started.
I think 100% that would be fantastic.
Because I was looking at getting into the Matrix or Path of Neo, and a beat-em-up game called The Bouncer. Did you ever play that?
I didn't.
Oh, God. Japanese-made game, but like American talking, and it was basically like Tekken, but it was like a story game where you level up your character after every mission, but like it's like free roamy ish, and you have like multiple enemies to punch to death basically, and then you have boss fights at the end of them. It was really good. I recommend having a look at it. You can play as 3 different characters as well, and you can level up like that. The higher you level up, you play through the game like 4 or 5 times, and they go from like F rating or G rating all the way to S rating. And when you get to like S rating, the game gets like 10 times as harder. So as you level it up, level your characters up, it gets harder. Genius game, so good. Definitely worth having a look at that again.
What console was that one?
PlayStation 2.
Ah.
Mm.
You know what's really sad? Probably off the top of my head, I can't name you a single PlayStation 2 game. I just know I spent a lot of time on it after school.
No, what did I play on PlayStation 2 apart from them? I feel like it was just them. I played the old Spyro games. They were good.
Oh.
And then when they remastered that was, I was so happy. But then I beat them in like, I think I beat the first game, 100% of the first game in like 22 hours.
What?
On the remaster.
Mate, you played the remastered trilogy of Spyro.
Yeah, That's what I
Not
meant.
Trilogy, sorry. All right.
Yeah, I beat the first game in 22 hours by finishing everything. I was like, what? Because it's like when you play them, the levels are the same, so I already know where everything is, but it just looks better. It's good though. It was really good.
Looks more fancy.
Hells yeah. So what consoles did you miss out on growing up?
Never owned a Dreamcast.
Did you not? Did I?
No,
not
did
have
you?
a Dream... No, I had a Mega Drive. No, I didn't have a Dreamcast. I had a Mega Drive. That was great.
So I think I had a Master System.
Mm.
I didn't have a SNES. So I never had a SNES, a Dreamcast, and I never ever had a Wii U.
A Wii?
Had the
no,
Wii.
I didn't have that. Yeah.
Had the Switch. Never tampered with the Wii U.
I quite liked the Wii. No, I didn't didn't have a Wii U. I missed out on the N64. I missed out on.
That was just a sign of me having a slow and painful heart attack. You
I
never
know.
hit the N64?
No, I never
You
had
never
it.
played Pokemon Stadium or 007 GoldenEye?
I played GoldenEye on PC when they brought it to PC. It was a great game. No, I missed out on the N64, which is really annoying. And what else did I miss out on?
And you know what? It's not like even a console where I can say, right, go and pick one up cheap, because you can't.
God, you can't. No, that's the thing.
It was the greatest console I ever owned.
You can get most of the N64 games now, though, on different consoles, which is what I like. Well, on,
I think maybe if you've got an N64 emulator on your PC, that could be a lot of fun.
Did you ever play like Mario games on, or not? Were you ever?
All the Mario games, yeah. I feel like I played.
Did you play
all of them.
the football one on the Wii?
No.
No.
maybe not all of them. Maybe I exaggerate. I played things like Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Did you ever play
See,
Luigi's
I like
Mansion?
Smash Brothers. Sorry.
Did you ever play Luigi's Mansion?
Oh yes, there's a new one came out on Switch, and I haven't invested. I feel like I don't know. I liked it, but it was good. So we had Mario Sunshine, where you've got the water pack on your back, and then Luigi's, where he was walking around with a fucking vacuum on his back.
Yeah, catching ghosts.
And it's just brilliant what you can do with just a little bit of imagination.
I know, it's brilliant. And I played Mario Party a hell of a lot.
So I've never played Mario Party.
You've missed out, mate. Get loads of your mates around and just play Mario Party and do all this random shit. It's so good. It's basically like a board game. So good.
My only friends were my Pokemon cards.
Well, that's what we need to do then. Big meetup, Mario Party stream, boom.
Yeah, I'll bring the N64.
I need to play an N64 at some point. It's so good.
Bro, honestly, Pokemon Stadium is the OG game. I know you weren't big into Pokemon.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, as some kid growing up, you could play the Pokemon games on your Game Boy and stuff, right?
Mm.
And then you'd get on the Pokemon Stadium, which was just a battling game.
Oh, okay.
But you could upload your party. This was like the height of technology. You could put the things that you put on your game in the back of this controller. It was right weird, and then you could use them in the game, and it was fucking brutal.
That's pretty cool. I like it because you can do that. Well, you used to be able to do that. You probably still can, but like the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, when it's like Disney Hero game where you just plug in like the thing, and then that's the hero that you use. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Skylanders did the same thing. Did you ever play Skylanders?
No, I didn't. But that's another one that they did that. I thought that was genius. Like I've got this, which has a. Oh, they did that with They did do that with.
I know there was a Disney one.
They did a Mario
Did they do a Lego one as well, where you could build stuff?
Maybe.
Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, Lego Dimensions. But they also did a Mario one as well, where you can get amiibos.
Yeah, but that's just different. I think each amiibo does. It's like DLC.
What was it for though?
So like,
Amiibos
I think there's a Zelda amiibo where you get a horse if you put it on.
Right, but they did it for like that fighting game, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Not Smash Brothers, was it?
No, was it? No, it was a different one because you can use Final Fantasy characters and Zelda and all that sort of stuff as well. And if you've got the amiibo, you plug it in and that's your amiibo. But I just can't remember what it was for. Or was it Smash Brothers? It might have been Smash Brothers. Let me Google. Because because that's gonna really annoy me. What?
Welcome to the sponsored Google podcast. We're shouting you out, Googs.
What were the amiibos used for? It says that it was used for industry video games. Brilliant. What? For several Nintendo platforms. I can't remember what the. I'm gonna put in amiibo fighting game. What was it? So, yeah, it was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and you plug the different amiibos in, and that's your character, and you can level them up, and you keep them as like a little model. I think that's genius. I think it's really good.
So you missed out on the N64. Now, underneath the question, it says any regrets. Do you massively regret missing out on the N64?
Definitely. I wanted to play Mario 64. I have played Mario 64, obviously since it's been out. But not on the N64. I played it on PC. But yeah, I'm gutted I missed out on the N64. I think you should be gutted on missing out on the Mega Drive.
Mega Drive.
Sega Mega Drive. Such a good game. Such a good platform. Sorry.
That's what? I had it. Did it? No. I had the Master System, which I think was before it. Yeah, I don't know if I did.
Had the original Sonic on it. The original Tetris. Ugh.
Do you remember a game called? I think was it Alex the Kid or something?
Alex the Kid.
I think the console came with one game included. It was either Sonic or Alex the Kid.
Alex the Kid. Is it the Is it basically like the Mario? Is it like Mario but you shoot things?
I think so.
Yeah.
And there was a shop and you could go in and
that was on the Master System.
Stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
a little
Googled
bit before
it.
Your time, then, kiddo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, to be fair, when you were born, that was probably an old console. Like, that was probably like, I was gonna say if someone offered you a fucking PSP now, but I mean,
I love the PSP. God, the PSP. Oh, I had the Force Awakens. Is it the Force Awakens? First Force Awakens on PSP. God of War. Chains of Olympus on PSP. I can't remember what else.
So my thoughts on the PSP, lad, were that it was gonna be shrunken down PlayStation games. But for me, it didn't feel like I was playing a PlayStation game.
No, because they basically did. They made specific PSP games as well, like Gods of Olympus for God of War. That wasn't on console; it was just on the PSP, and it was canon. So you feel like you have to play it on PSP to actually know the full story of God of War as well, which is crazy. But then, they did dumb down some games like Battlefront 2. The original Battlefront 2 I had on PSP. Not on PlayStation, but it was kind of like the dumbed down version. Still
yeah, good. And to me it felt dumbed down. I mean, because I've always been quite a huge Nintendo fan. So like when I go from like playing my handheld DS and then like the PSP comes out, I'm thinking, oh, I know what like they should be.
Yeah.
What handheld games should be, and it just didn't live up.
I felt like I was quite lucky growing up because my first console was the Mega Drive, but my dad worked for Sony at the time, so he got, before it was even released, the PlayStation 1 with like 10 games or something like that. And then, like, before the PlayStation 2 came out, we had a PlayStation 2 with a few games as well. Because he worked for Sony, it was basically his reward for working for Sony. So he had, like, consoles coming out of our ears, basically, which is really cool. So I feel like I was quite lucky in that aspect. And then we just switched from PlayStation to Xbox. Like, my dad just was like, right, I'm buying an Xbox 360. And because we never had the Xbox original, which I was gutted on. I missed out on that console.
I had that and
yeah.
Got the original Halo for free. And I think I've still got that somewhere, actually, in its little... It didn't even come in a case. It came in one of them, like plastic window see-through envelopes.
Oh,
it just was in an envelope with a see-through window. I was like, I probably forgot all about it, right? And I think I'd had the Xbox for ages. And then eventually I can't remember, I was looking in the box for Summit, and then I was like, oh, games in here. And yeah.
I missed out on that. Because that's where the original Destroy All Humans was. Halo. The first Halo was so good. When they remastered it.
I feel like there's more games to forget on the OG Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I can't remember. There was a specific game on Xbox original that came to... that's it. The original Splinter Cell. So good.
So here's one, right? I'm going to go off book here.
Okay.
Best Christmas ever that I ever had. Ask myself the question. Boom. This is how you win a podcast. Best Christmas I ever had. I think I was expecting either a PlayStation or an Xbox original,
Right.
PS1 or Xbox original, and ultimately ended up with both somehow.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and like that sort of became why I'm always torn. I feel like that fucks me up and so bad.
But that's also really good because then you can get the best of both worlds, and you can just. I feel like for me, the Xbox controller sits in your hand better.
Yeah, until you play PlayStation religiously, and then PlayStation one sits better.
I feel like I get thumb ache from playing PlayStation after being on Xbox for so long because your thumb's in a not a comfortable position. If you know what I mean?
The only issue I had with it though is ever since then I always keep changing my mind. So before I started streaming Xbox, I bought a PS4.
Right.
Had it, liked it. I went from 360 to PS4. Bought my Grand Theft Auto profile over the lot. Just I was happy. I was like, that will do. And then I was like, no, this is shit. And went to Xbox. And it's all because of that year they just didn't pick me a console that I would just follow forever.
I see. Yeah.
You know, if they'd have just got me the OG Xbox, I feel like I'd have gone 360, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
done.
that's it. All my mates always
like,
go,
now-
"Are you getting the new PlayStation?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "But we want to play with you." I was like, "I've got a PC, mate. There's cross-platform games." They go, "Oh yeah." It's like, shut up. I'm not playing
It's
PlayStation.
because we've forgotten about it, though. Cross-platform is still so new.
It is very new, yeah. I like the fact that
Can
more
you
games
imagine,
are getting
right?
it,
If it weren't for cross-platform, and me and you was like, "Oh, Rama, what's the next console you're getting?" If you was like pro PS5 and I was pro Xbox X,
though. Yeah.
we just have to face the fact that, like, all right, then I see you in 3 years because we ain't gonna play together.
Yeah, that's it.
Catch you at the next one.
I feel like we're getting to the end of the podcast. Should we do one more question?
Sorry, real quick, Connor.
Yeah.
What was your best Christmas ever? I sort of like was the question, but I asked it myself.
My question. I wasn't prepared.
What
for
was
this.
your best Christmas ever? Like, go on, describe it to me. Set the scene. I don't want to hear Alien or got a bottle of wine.
It's totally not game related. I got my very first guitar one Christmas. It was an acoustic. It was a really nice Yamaha acoustic guitar with really nice steel strings. I've still got it to this day.
Do you play guitar?
Oh yeah, God, hell yeah! I've been playing guitar for about I've been playing guitar for 15, 16 years now.
I feel like we all require you to do a guitar stream.
No, definitely not.
Why?
Why? I was in a band for a long time as well.
Why weren't you guitar as a song?
Maybe one day, definitely. But yeah, I was in a band for a long time. I was in the school band, sixth form band, and we played prom. Real quick tip for you guys that are at the prom's coming up: learn guitar and play in the band. You get girls, mate.
I didn't go to my prom.
Did you not?
No, I had a college girlfriend. What? So I just went out and fingered her on a park or something.
Oh, come on.
I feel like it was a lot better than going to shitty prom.
Went to prom, played prom, went to the after prom camp out. Yeah, it was great.
I can't believe I just said that on the podcast. The thing that we're trying to do, like, well.
What do you mean?
I mean.
No, anyway.
We went off book a little bit there.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. It's worth watching till the end.
Yeah.
I feel like the title should be watch till the end.
But yeah, my favourite Christmas was getting that guitar. It started me playing guitar, and I haven't stopped playing guitar since. So it was my favourite Christmas, definitely.
Nice.
Definitely.
See, you don't always have to be game related. I mean,
No.
I think people forget that before we became streamers. I mean, we're not like great streamers, but
We had a
before we became streamers,
real life.
yeah, we had a life that wasn't revolved around gaming. And you know, probably when I was born, you was quite a few years after me, so I wouldn't even have imagined meeting the Rama in.
No,
in
exactly.
Podcast, so
Yeah.
you know, not all these podcasts are always going to be about, you know,
When I
gaming,
was
streaming and things
growing
like
up, drinking wine in France, never knew that there'd be a spiral in my life. Oh dear.
I bet you wish you knew me when you had aliens under your bed, lad.
Oh God.
I'd have looked after you.
Thanks, bro.
I'd have sobered you up.
To be fair, I was probably too drunk to even care about the aliens under my bed. Probably would have passed out on the sofa, or I wouldn't even have made it to my bed.
Yeah, I suppose if you're gonna
A
make
bottle of wine, dirty
like
kebab,
aliens.
passed out on the sofa. There you go, garlic mayo all over my shirt.
This sounds to me like a great weekend, but that was your childhood like. What gets you nostalgic? Going to the pub, getting a kebab in it.
I used to remember going to the pub, actually, just going off topic again. Going to the pub and because my dad used to smoke, and going to the pub and I didn't have a smoke, obviously, but my dad having a smoke inside the pub. I kind of miss that because I do smoke now, but I also think it's a good thing not to smoke inside now. But it's convenient. Do you know what I mean?
I started shortly after the smoking ban, so I literally never knew anything about it.
Right.
Like from a smoker's perspective, obviously growing up, I'd have been around it.
Mm.
But now, so I vape. So whenever we went on holiday and like the buses were all signs like no smoking, and then people sat on there vaping, I can't do it if it's not outside. For me, it's not experience because I've never known it smoking inside.
Yeah, same. I've
seen people in the pub vaping, and that wouldn't be me. I want to go stand outside in the cold because that's the experience.
Yeah, that's it. Because that is what you do. Like with smoking, you go outside and have a smoke, like to just either get some air or chill out because it's too hot inside, or have a smoke with your mates with a couple of drinks or something like that.
The best conversations happen outside.
Yeah.
Like, put what's said round that table while you're drinking. It's when you're outside pest, mate.
Yeah, that's
where you hear it all, see it all, do it all. So, I mean, you non-smokers, you know, I've had friends that have said like, "Oh, I'll come outside with you."
Yeah.
And, like, they don't even smoke, they don't vape, but they just want to. They know that's where the action is.
Yeah, that's where all the action is. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's where all the fights kick off. That's where all like the stupid little dares kick off and everything like that. Oh, you should go talk to that bird. Now we're outside. It's like, why? Who thinks
I need
that?
to check the stats on this, but do you miss out more going? Like, how many times have you ever been outside in the smoking beer garden, gone in and been like, "Oh, what did I miss?"
Yeah.
Fuck all.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know, might have missed
actually,
one,
if you're
one
watching
guy
this,
get dragged out by the bouncers.
If
I guarantee it started outside.
Yeah, that's it. If you're watching
Because my
this,
missus will be like, "Oh, you just missed him. He's been dragged out." I was like, "Yeah, it started outside. Saw it all actually."
if you're not a smoker and you're watching this, let us know down below, like, how much stuff you miss by not going outside with your mates to smoke. I bet it's quite a lot.
Because they do, don't they? People come out and they were like, "Oh, what just happened?" Like, "Oh, I don't know. Look, was you sat inside? Was you?" "Oh, yeah, okay."
Yeah, that's a shame. I can't tell you because this is an exclusive club now. Only we know.
What's that? A live podcast from a beer garden?
I think that does bring us to the end of the podcast, to be fair. We have gone over an hour. But thank you for listening or watching or whatever you're doing at the moment, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to check out our other videos on this channel, such as Road to Plat. We have started that now. As well as stuff on our individual channels. Spyro, you haven't put up a video recently, but you still have a lot on there, to be fair, to watch. Just random videos.
There's already a lot to take in on there. No one ever asked me to do more videos. Not a lot.
You should.
They've asked me to stop.
No, you should. You should make more videos. I love it. But with my channel, I've kicked off Planet Coaster, and by this time, it actually goes quite well with the name. But I've kicked off this nostalgia project with Company of Heroes, and all links for that stuff will be in the description below. Anything else to say, Spiral?
Yeah. So, guys, here's my question. Any questions or any sort of topics or subjects you'd like us to cover in a podcast, please let us know in the comments down below, because it helps us drive our content's tailored experience. If you did enjoy what you listened to, which you probably didn't because I've just gone on a rant, but if you did, hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. Is optional. You don't have to. It just, helps us know what you guys want to see.
That's it. Exactly. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment down below what you enjoyed, anything else, and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.